They'll blanket you in Wi-Fi and profit off the radiation. Congregation collecting the people for that Satan. I keeps it blazing, cause I can read between the lines. I ain't blind, we unwind what they're really saying. Genetically modify what you're tasting. Loan you that cottage promise, so now you live up in your mom's basement. Redesign time so your mind is always wasted. Programmed to crave the basics. Keep the beta in stasis. Pay the state, kid. You're in debt for being born. Messengers are more than just the price for being warned. Don't be alarmed, disconnect from their machinations. Stop subscribing to the folly of own nations. Bone breaking ain't the answer, cause they seek the ownership of souls. Spread the seeds and watch them grow. Break the chains of control. Break the chains of control.
Sweet eternal balance of all that is good, true, and beautiful, friends. Welcome to Rogue Ways this Sunday. It is nice to be here with all of you. The holidays have passed just yesterday, really. You may still be in your holiday mode and mood, and I guess that's fitting because we still have New Year's coming at us right here any second now. But really, the New Year started yesterday, right? That was the return of the sun. The sun actually started growing in its length throughout our day. So our days started getting longer, and they're going to keep getting longer all the way through until summer solstice, which is the longest day of the year. And then it'll start declining again. So we just have so much loving energy and light coming at us now, and it's going to get more and more each day. So if you are feeling any sort of dismay or hopelessness or sadness, which is very common amongst this time of year, you can give yourself a little hope of brightness there as the sun is returning. And as they say, he is risen. So here we go into that year. I'm going to say what's up to everybody over in the Rockfin chat. There's already a good amount of you. I wasn't sure, everybody's doing their thing over the holidays, but I was like, well, I gotta do my show for my people. I love you guys so much. And here you are showing up. So I'm glad. Logan's in the chat. Good evening to you. Kabir is here. Howdy, party people. And Aaron for the tip. I love it. Thank you so much. Always your support is so appreciated. We've got a few people watching on other channels as well, which is awesome. You just know that link below you that leads right to Rockfin is the only place you're going to see this live stream in its entirety, because otherwise every single thing I'm going to talk about tonight would get this channel censored by censorious YouTube. I don't think the rest of the platforms, Facebook and Twitch and all these other things I stream to, even care or pay attention, because really they just don't show anyone my stream. But YouTube, I have all my subscribers there. And you guys are important to me, and I am sorry that I can't bring you this content without my channel getting deleted entirely, which would take away my entire life of playlists, of subscribers, of everything that I have on YouTube. So all the channels I subscribe to would just be gone. You know how it is. So I just would to keep that channel would be nice. And so if you hop over to Rockfin, you can see the whole thing. But we'll still be here for a few more minutes with everybody. Snake Jones is in the house. Merry fucking Christmas to you. My brother Kyle is here. Merry Christmas as well. I appreciate you all so much. It is a beautiful time of year. I'm so glad we made it through the darkness, and here we are at the rebirth of the light. We're going to do so much this year. If you haven't already started seeding your future with all of the things you know you're going to bring about, now is the time to do that. And that's the type of thing we do in the monthly meditation membership. If you haven't yet joined us, twice a week we do meditations. They're always guided and channeled, by source through me. And so it's always just according to what we need. It's often in alignment with astrological goings-ons like eclipses and such, or other alignments, and then it's often just kind of what the mass mind and body is doing. We got to do some adjustments around that, and really what we're doing is we're taking any of the energy coming at us of what they want, and we're just transforming it in alignment with what's going on in the universe into what we want. So one of the things we've been doing recently is planting those seeds for that future. We're just starting the year actually right now at the birth of the sun, as it will continue to grow throughout the year. And so we want to be in alignment with that by using the darkness, right? That beautiful, deep, rich soil of darkness to seed all the things that we want to create. And as the light grows, those things will also start to grow and bloom. Also, if you were in one day of brightness, you were in alignment with that same energy, seeding your future. And if you want to come to spring, One Day of Brightness, you will be in alignment with helping those things to burst forth into reality and bloom and become just rampant in your life. All the things you desire, want, and are creating. So those are the types of things we do. If you want to join us for the meditations, it's on the site at Rogue Ways. If you want to join us for One Day of Brightness, it also is. And in fact, speaking of that, let's just take a little gander at what's on rogueways.org. There's all kinds of stuff. Oh, and you may notice, I have curled my hair. One of my gifts was this thing that makes it so easy to curl my hair. And I was telling people, like, I'm just not very good at girl things. I don't really like most of them, to be honest. But I do like curly hair. And I do like, skirts and dresses and stuff. So I do that kind of stuff. But I hate makeup. I'm never going to like makeup. It's gross. It feels disgusting on your skin. I genuinely do not understand how people wear makeup. So that's never going to happen. But I have always wanted to curl my hair, and every time I try, I just burn the fuck out of my fingers. And I'm like, I don't know how people do this. It's really hard. And I'm sure there's girls out there right now laughing at me because they can do it super easily. But I just was never really taught. I never really practiced. And so anyways, someone gave me this gift this year. And it just like grabs your hair for you and just curls it. Like you don't do anything. You just like hold it to your head. It's fucking amazing. So I'm going to have fun with curly hair for a while. You may enjoy that with me. So at rogueways.org, you can, you can read various things that I post. These are the different poems and articles and announcements that I make here on the front page, but you can click on any of these tabs up here and they'll tell you more about the tarot that I do, the 5 books that I've published so far, the spiritual guidance and healing that I offer, testimonials about that type of work, Brighter You, which is the learning about how to bring yourself deeper into your own spiritual path, to open up your spiritual skills, and to widen your spiritual channels. And you can read some testimonials about that. And of course, in the shop, you can support the show in so many ways. And you can also support yourself. All of these things do both. Support the show and you. So there's some categories. You can go into healings and blessings, tarot, Brighter You, the channeled books that I've written, or the blessed jewelry like orgone and crystal jewelry that I create. Or you can just scroll through everything in order of the best sellers. And it's all here on that front page of the shop. So it's either way you want to navigate, it's all here for you. My most exciting newer offering is a full tuning and alignment. And this uses the solfeggio frequencies to bring your aura, your soul, your heart, your mind, and your body into deeper alignment. And really what it's focusing on is healing your past traumas, including past lives and ancestral weight that you're carrying around. And people report after receiving this huge transformations in their life. And I always say, if any of these things hasn't changed your actual lived experience and your behavior, then it wasn't worth anything. But my feedback that I get from people after doing readings, healings, and alignments like this is that things shift dramatically. So I'm very happy to continue offering that and all the other things you see here. So much for you to look at. Don't be fooled by the 2 empty spots. There's always another page that you can click on. And one of the things I like to point out as well is that if you are into Phoenix Aurelius and you love his lab, his apothecary, and his work, we just had him at the One Day of Brightness event and it was fantastic. And I am an affiliate. And if you click to his site from my site, it costs you nothing and it gives me a little boost. You can also subscribe via email to all of the posts that are ever made so that if something new is published on the site, you will be updated. And you can also use the tag cloud here to just kind of hop about and see what kind of stuff I've been doing over decades. Beyond Rogue Ways, this site has existed in one form or another. So that's the site. I just was talking with someone and I'm like, I'm just always astounded that people don't know some things. I'll have friends or just fans of the show or whoever that I feel like I've seen around for a while, and then they'll say something like, I didn't know you wrote books. And I'm like, what? Do I just not mention it enough? Or I don't know. So I'm glad to just remind people of all the things I offer. What's up? Makeup is poison, isn't it, Kabir? It's disgusting. I really just don't get it. Even like I tried like some of the, I don't know, froofy organic sort of stuff for a while. And I was like, no, it still feels like it's just suffocating my skin. I don't understand the point of it. sometimes I like a little eyeliner. That's about as far as I ever go. Rob B is in the house. Good evening. Aurora B is here as well. Pretty. You're pretty. Thank you. And so let's start. Really what we're doing here is we're just looking at some random weird going-ons, and then we're going to look at the growth of the darkness and what they're mounting in the world, and then we're going to look at the billions of ways that we're winning still, which is always so good to hear and to know. So this first one is a commercial out of, what was it, Norway? Oh, Belgium. And it's McDonald's in Belgium. And it highlights in 2022 an asteroid coming and aliens appearing. So, as the ongoing prep to introduce us to fake-ass aliens continues, this is, a furtherance of that agenda as far as I'm concerned. So we'll just take a little gander here. Hopefully not get any copyright strikes. I don't think this will strike us from YouTube yet, but we'll see. McDonald's at the very end, after being taught by droids, hit by asteroids, and approached by aliens. So, it's just always interesting to consider the different ways in which they're prepping people for what might come, and or maybe what they hope to come, or how they hope to spin what comes. And this is one of them. And then, of course, NASA is continuing this as well. This is very recent. This is from December 24th. And this is on Daily Mail. And it says, NASA looks to the heavens for help. Agency enlists 24 theologians to assess how the world would react to the discovery of alien life. If you're having deja vu right now, that's because NASA has done this over and over again for many, many decades. And I don't know why it keeps being news when they do it. It's not new. They're just doing it again. So now it's another group of theologians that are going to assess somehow with their infinite wisdom how the entire world would react to the discovery of alien life. And it's just whatever. It's like, how would it change our perception of gods and creation? Because, whether it's true or not that we have some alien life forms in our past that have genetically engineered humanity into existence, what they would love to do is unseat our connection to our own divinity by pulling into question some of especially the major religions' supposed conclusions, such as that there is a God who created all of life, and that somehow means that there are no aliens or something. There's a million ways that you can cut it, but at the core of this always seems to be their goal to remove our own innate connection to our understanding of our divinity and our divine exceptionalism, if you would like to think of it as such. So here we go again with that. Again, it's old, it's repeated, but it's just another in the long line of what seems to be, them preparing us again for the appearance of alien life. And I say appearance meaning like literally the appearance of it. It might just appear that way and not actually be true. I always, for whatever reason, have to point out, because there'll always be someone who's like, aliens are real, aliens are real. I'm like, I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying they probably aren't what you think. Many, many thousands of times in my life, I've encountered what people would call aliens and UFOs, and they are in no way what most people think. They're not nuts and bolts. They're not skin and bone. They're not physical at all. They're spiritual entities that can appear in any way they want, and therefore seem to defy physics. Out of the thousands of times I've experienced that, not one time has it ever seemed in any way to be physical. So I'm not saying that doesn't exist. I just always say I have no reason to think it does. So especially if they are going to tell the world it does, they're physical and they're here, I would just question what that was. Is it some kind of an android sort of thing instead? Who knows what kind of chimeric, weird, half robot shit they can pump out that would seem very real and very alien to us. Because again, if there was aliens physically visiting here and they've been doing so for hundreds of thousands of years, why haven't more people actually found real physical proof? I don't know. Maybe it exists. Aurora made a good point. That commercial at the end did seem a lot like the E.T. movie with the kids riding their bikes at night. But yes, as Snake says, it's NLP trash. Neuro-linguistic programming. And just programming in general. Visual programming as well. DW, happy 26th to you as well. And as Snake points out, they kidnap and rape people. Remember that. It's not untrue. And now we are about to mention some things that would get us canceled just by the mere mention of the words themselves. And so I am going to turn YouTube off. Mateo, thank you so much. Billy Harmon, Laura Taylor, and anyone else watching on YouTube, I love you dearly, and I hope you hop over to Rockfin for the rest of the stream, which is free to anybody who just clicks the link and goes to Rockfin. Otherwise, I will see you next time. And okay, I guess I don't know how to turn it off because it's already turned off even though it was on. I guess.